Hey, it's Liz, and I'm back. Today we're going back to Epstein. Um, as you know, Congress is back in. Thomas Massey, who it was not a good guy, by the way. This is a guy who poses, his Christmas card is him with his family all holding like AR-15s, asking, please Santa, bring us some ammunition for Christmas. This is Thomas Massey. So he's not a good guy. But on this issue, I'm willing to set aside call a temporary truce. He's calling for to force a vote on the Epstein files. Now, so far, as of yesterday, it's about 130 Democrats have signed on. It's not everybody. So where's the rest of the Dems? My congressman has signed on. I did check, because if he wasn't on, if he hadn't, I would have been calling. But so far, only 4 Democrats: Thomas Massey, MTG, Nancy Mace, and Jeff Van Drew, who's a congressman from South Jersey. Have only ones have signed on. Trump is threatening the rest. Like, if you sign on, I don't know what he's threatening with. Oh, I'll primary. They should go, okay, primary us. His base is small. I know right now most Republicans approve of what he's doing, militarizing the city. I don't get why, because it probably hasn't hit their city yet. Own the libs. Wait till the plane passes. We had the planes here this week, so that's why I haven't been out here more often. My little friend is here. There's a pigeon who shows up. If I don't give him peanuts, he will literally peck me. It's okay. I have peanuts. Just check it. So we're going to take a look. Will Congress vote for the files? Because whatever the DOJ handed him has already been released. It's just old information. I see you. Hang on, let me give some peanuts to this. All right, I gave him some peanuts. Release the files. Now, Epstein survivors met with Congress yesterday. If you saw Nancy Mace, horrible what happened. But that was more for show. And don't be surprised if she actually withdraws her support of the vote. But let's see. Will they force the vote? Now, Epstein's brother, who inherited everything, surprisingly, he didn't. I don't think Epstein left Maxwell anything. I think he left her high and dry. He left everything with his brother. It shows you what he didn't think. She was just useful to him. I don't think she meant it. She didn't mean anything to him. She was just useful. He hated women. Women were only good for one thing, and all that. But Epstein's estate said that they would turn over the files, since DOJ won't. And also, the survivors had a news conference. And of course, Trump conveniently schedules a flyover to disrupt. This guy is, well, I'm not monetized yet, just shitting bricks. Excuse my language. He's going to try something else, diversions, anything to get Epstein off the front page. And we cannot let that happen. We need Epstein, and what he did and what Trump did and the others he did to these girls. And besides that, Putin has also got his own tapes. I mean, and I don't think he's doing anything now. He's too sick, but Trump is disgusting. He thought he can get away with it. So we'll take a look first. That they forced if they will vote, but the Epstein survivors said that they'll release their own list. They know, they have their own information. They were there. They're the ones that this happened to, and I'm finally glad that people are finally listening, because they tried to speak up in 2016, but they were shut death threats and all that other stuff. They got scared, and I don't blame them, and kind of retreated. But they're not. But not this time. This time, they're going to stand proud. Virginia Giuffre's book is going to be a #1 bestseller. I ordered my copy. So we always said the women were going to bring them down. So let's see what the cards have to say. It's getting dark so much earlier now. Boo. All right. I just got this image of Trump screaming at Johnson to stop this. Trump is screaming at him, threatening him. I think I already did 3, but we'll do 1 more. Change is coming in and fast. All right. This is also chaos. But hang on. These are the victims. I was asking if Congress was coming, but they're showing me the victims. After all they've been through, this is what? 9 of Wands. After all they've been through, they're still standing. And the world is now paying attention to them. This is their moment. They've got a plan this time. This time they've kind of band together, and they're going to work to make sure that they get the justice that's so far they've been denied. Will Congress vote to release the files? Nope. This is telling me nope. But at the same time, it's keeping them up at night. I mean, they align themselves with the devil. They align themselves with a rapist, and they're stuck with him. I mean, and I don't really care. If they don't have the backbone to stand up to him. And they're looking for help elsewhere. Looking elsewhere, looking for distractions. How do we deflect this? It also could be presenting a different image. Oh, this is a Democratic hoax. That's what they're trying to, which is, which nobody's buying. Will Congress vote? Well, this shows is no. They'll protect him. Yeah, trying to hang on to power. Yeah. Nope, because they're trying to hang on to their seats, hang on to power. So no, they're going to do whatever it takes to, as I said, they're going to do whatever it takes to hold on to their seats and hold on to power. And that means covering for Trump, for Daddy. That's exactly what they're going to do. And of course, they're going to try to spin this. Oh, don't look here, look here. There's nothing to see in the files, la, la, la. And because they don't, it's going to bring out a lot of emotion, not good ones. I mean, MAGAs are going to be upset. People are going to be upset. And this is not going to fare well for the Republicans who choose to protect Daddy. Pull 3 more cards. Trying to sail into smoother waters. As I say, 6 of Swords. As I said, they're going to try to spin this. How do we get out of this mess? What do we do to bury the whole Epstein thing? They're going to look to try to get out of this. This is their donors, because you got to remember, it's not just Daddy who's on that list. It's their donors who are on that list as well. And this is also my Republican card. All they care about is raining money. But again, how do we keep the money coming in? This is all they care about. They don't care about the American people. They don't care. They don't care about the survivors. All they care about is how do they hold on their seats? How do they hold on to their money? How do they make more money? And covering up the Epstein files to keep their, not only Daddy happy, but their donors happy, they're going to do it. Draw 3 more cards. What a disgusting bunch of people. Eventually, as I said, they will break, but Trump's numbers are just not low enough yet with the Republicans. Republicans so far don't have a problem with what he's doing. Yeah. But this is what's going to happen to him. 5 of Pentacles. Looking overseas for help, looking to Putin. Looking to their donors, overseas donors, the oligarchs. Musk. Again, they're prisoners. But you see, they chained and bound themselves. All right, let's take a look at Daddy now. I'm going to split this up. How did he, well, he was obviously nervous because how does he feel about the survivors who gave a press conference today, even though he tried to disrupt it with a flyover, and they met with Congress. So how did she feel about that? Trust me, he was shitting bricks. Even if they don't vote to release it, they met with the, at least some of the Republicans have met with the survivors. They heard the stories, and they know that the survivors are telling the truth. How does Daddy feel about the survivors being up on Capitol Hill yesterday? I'll do one more. 4 is an angelic number, just like the survivors. All right. Whoop. On the bottom of the deck. Well, victory, but victory for whom? I think it's victory for the survivors, but how does Trump feel about the survivors being on Capitol Hill yesterday? I get he was doing everything he could to deflect it. The flyover, I don't know what else he was up to. Yeah, he was trying to come up with another. He's trying to figure out how he can deflect. Trying to formulate a new plan, putting it together. Here, it's more planning. Or maybe this could be a fire sign man who's in charge of implementing the plan. But hey, how does he deflect? What is the survivors? And anybody who's new to my channel, I use these cheap gilded gold, because they're cheap and fake, like just like Daddy. No disrespect to the cars, but he's got the bird of paradise. He still thinks he's going to be able to withhold the information, deflect it. He's king. He's the dictator, so he can do whatever he wants. So he's still feeling confident that he can make this go away. But we all know that he's, a Democratic coach, blah, blah. We all know, the world knows he's lying. And we know that whatever he does is to deflect. So again, a plan, something with money. Is he going to try to pay off someone to make the files go away? Not sure. How does Trump feel about the survivors visiting Capitol Hill yesterday? He's mad that they were allowed to, and he's mad that how dare they. This is my card for Putin. Of course, Putin is never very far away. Gets his wish. I think it's because the vote's not going to go through. Yeah, it comes out. He's going to feel victorious because the vote's going to be suppressed. The vote's not going to go through as the other cards showed. That's what he thinks. So he thinks, yeah. So right now he thinks he's going to make all this go away. All right, last question. How does he feel that people are still talking about the Epstein files? Watch the bottom is. Again, this fire sign man is coming up. How does he feel that the Epstein files overall, people are still talking about them? And the files will get released one way or another. If they don't get through it, saying the survivors are going to release their own list with the receipts. They release information with him on it. He'll try to sue, but it won't go anywhere. Trust me, the survivors are prepared this time. Are prepared. They know what's coming. God bless them. Please pray for them. Surround them with white light of protection. They need all of us right now. Well, it's definitely keeping them up at night. Yeah. This just popped in my head. You know, he's always felt like this. This is nothing new, but he's always felt like he can do whatever he wants. He's Donald Trump. The rules do not apply to him. He can do whatever the heck he wants. He's better than everybody. He's above everyone else. He's always been like this. Always. So this behavior now is absolutely nothing new. Yeah. He's at the crossroads. What else, what is he? It's not like he has a decision to make. It's like what's the next thing he's going to do to deflect? So the emperor came up before Putin, and he's looking to Daddy to help him make this go away. And again, him working, trying to deflect, threatening, whatever it takes to make all this go away. Oof. Got the Ten of Swords. Boy, this is really keeping him up at night. Good. I'm glad. And isn't a guilty conscience. He doesn't have one. Again, as we've shown, the man with the plan. How is he going to make this go away? Because he wants to hang on to his money, hang on to the White House. He wants to hang on to everything. By the way, this is Knight of Wands and Four of Pentacles. I should really. 3 more cards. What does Trump think about? Uh, he's alone and he's trying to spin this, the Hermit and the Magician. But here, he gets the Six of Wands. Is he victorious? Or does... I'm thinking he may die before. We did a health reading on him. He's not going to go tomorrow, but his health is not good. He doesn't really have long for this world. So it's victorious. He may die before it all comes out. Let's throw 3 more cards. Show me 3 more cards. What's his outcome on the Epstein files? Is he going to die before he goes? Unfortunately, he's got good cards here when it comes to Epstein. He'll be able to weather the storm for now. Bird of Paradise, the strength. It's not going to be the strength of the women. And the Ace of Pentacles. We're not looking at the women. We're looking at him. Unfortunately, looks like he is going to be able to weather this for right now. He'll do some will he be... He'll be able to weather... I'm just trying to think here. He'll be able to weather this for right now? I'm trying to ask. Show me his ultimate outcome when it comes to the survivors and the Epstein files. Yeah. I think he is not... He is going to die before everything comes out. Standing. 10 of Cups. It's a burden, and this will always plague him. But I think I'm going to do one more. What I got is, even if all this information does come out, it won't be enough to get him out of office. I mean, they won't call the 25th Amendment. The Republicans will not impeach him because of this. They'll go, boys will be boys, or this all happened before he was in office, and all that other stuff. But this will also bring down the GOP because obviously they're covering for him. Let's throw one more. I wasn't going to do it. What is Trump's outcome with the Epstein files? And then we'll end it here. It's raining money. This is also the Republican cards. does isolate him, kind of suspends him because, while it won't get him out of office, he's definitely, power is going to weaken. His MAGA base, there will always be a hardcore base that will follow him. And then there'll be other Republicans who simply don't care. As long as they get their tax cuts, he can do whatever the heck he wants. But he ain't going to be, the big man on campus anymore that he thinks he is. Yeah. He might even become even more dictator-like. You did this to me. You embarrassed me, America. You turned against me, so I'm going to come at you even harder. Something like that. Show me Trump in the outcome. It's not going to hurt his money-making business, that's for sure. Why does Putin always come? Yeah. Why does Putin always show up? He's going to walk away from all this, but see, his cups are still standing. Yeah, but he's going to walk away, but his cups are still standing. This one got knocked over, but he's still the president. Too bad, according to him. But the truth will keep coming out, not only because of Epstein, what really happened with the election, all this other. This is going to also create the floodgates. More people are going to start talking. More stuff is going to come out. As I always said, it may not seem like it, but I'm telling you, the wheels are falling off the bus for him. I'll draw 3 more cards. What is the result of Trump because of the Epstein files? Yep. Money, 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 money. I'm telling you, he thinks about nothing else but money. And he's going to keep right on making money. And that will also come out, how much money he's coming. And I'm telling you, for entertainment purposes only, he's stealing from the Treasury. Yeah, this is all he cares about, money. As long as he's making money, he doesn't care. Yep. Nostalgia. Wants to go back to the old days when, he liked it when men were men and women were, that kind of stuff. That's what he wants to go back to. And unfortunately, I think he's going to be able, this will not bring him down. I'm sorry, folks. I wish it would. This will not get him out of the White House. The Republicans are going to cover for him. He's going to be able to skirt this issue. It'll be out there. Unfortunately, this is not going to knock him out of office. Republicans are going to cover for him. His donors are going to cover for him because they're in the list. They're in the files too. So, as I said, right now, and we created this. We cater to the billionaire. And this has to stop. And this will be one of the reasons. But this country has to stop catering to billionaires. Tax the rich, They do not get special treatment anymore. Right now, they can do right now, because we've been letting it happen for decades. Billionaires can pretty much do whatever they want, and this has to end. And this will be the beginning of the end. People are tired of billionaires getting away with this, raping underage girls for entertainment purposes only. Basically telling our politicians what to do. And this goes for the billionaire Democratic donors too. So while this won't get him out of office, this will be the beginning of a revolution, restoring power to the people. But in the meantime, we keep Epstein on the front page. Check with your rep. Did they sign on to support the vote? If they didn't, why didn't they? Call your congressman, congresswoman. Doesn't matter if they're Democrat or Republican. Obviously, if there's any elections, we get out there and we vote. And I think this November, the Republicans are going to be in for a big surprise. But don't be scared. As I said, things are going to get worse before they get better. Realize whatever he's doing is retaliation for the Epstein files being kept in the news. He's doing whatever it takes to deflect. He's doing it to get revenge because we're being mean to him. But we will get through this. I'm telling you, the elections in November are going to send a warning signal. People are going to, Musk is not going to help him this time. And I still see the Dems taking the House in 26. I still see impeachment. I think it's going to live long enough for that. We'll see. We don't want him. Nobody wants. They'll be dancing in the streets the day he dies, and he could very well pass away before. I don't know. I have no idea, but we don't want him passing away too soon, because if he dies now, unalives now, he becomes a martyr, and we don't want that. He needs to live long enough so people can experience what his policy, the big beautiful bill, and we're all going to suffer, but his people need to see it. So as much as we want him to leave this earthly plane, not too soon. And I'll leave it here for now. Anyway, obviously for entertainment purposes only, like, subscribe, share. See you in the next video. If you have any political questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for topics. And I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.